In the race against time, every gram and millimetre counts. Behind every time trial win lie hundreds of hours of fine-tuning and development. By teaming up with Scottish manufacturer Endura, Movistar hope to be at the forefront of aerodynamic gains. Once, all the attention would have been on bike setup. Now, it's all about the clothing.
It was always about weight. They've kind of got to the end of the road with weight on it, and people have an increasing understanding that actually in terms of speed delivered, aero is a really huge component. And clothing's the biggest component within that. You know, it massively outweighs the advantages that you can get with wheels, with bikes, with aero helmets. The biggest silhouette you have is in the rider's body, and therefore correspondingly clothing has the biggest single impact, and there's the most possible gains can be made in aero through clothing rather than hardware.
So when Spanish team Movistar and British rider Alex Dowsett set out to break the hour record earlier this year, Endura's input would be vital. With the help of pressure mapping and a wind tunnel, Endura were able to find the optimum fit for the suit for the Essex-born star.
In the velodrome, 80% plus 85% of effort is drag on your body and therefore your clothing. So knocking 10% of that out or 15% of that out has a dramatic impact. So it's testing dozens of different fabrics, maybe dozens of different seam constructions, all kinds of different sewing constructions, different seam positions. Is it bonded? Is it laser cut? Is it ceramic blade cut? What kind of printing? Does it have silicone dye? Is it liquid silicone applied with a robot? Or is it tape? All these different components that go into the actual finished garments. With Alex's case, with the world record, we made 57 different finished suits that were tested for that 1 hour event record. So it's a pretty broad, enormous process. But the result was good. We'd be delighted if the decision was made to go ahead with a future attempt. So we've got something new to bring out the cupboard for any future attempt that happens, and I really would relish the opportunity to show what that can do, because that's not a few tens or hundreds of metres, that's measured in 4 figures.
With Dowsett's response to Wiggins' record on hold, Endura are now transferring all they learnt to the road.
There's all kinds of instrumentation and measurement that we can do on the road as well, but it's slower. So we'll do the main work in the wind tunnel, make the big multiple advances. So for us, given that we're already working so intensively in collaboration with Simon Smart, with Smart Aero Technology at the Formula 1 wind tunnel at Silverstone, then we'll expect to see tangible, measurable, noticeable differences in performance on the road. And I'm delighted to say that Movistar, one of the things they're most pleased with us about is their time trial results have been phenomenal since we got on board with it and we started changing the suits.
With 3 current national time trial champions, the results are evident. And another of Endura's most important customers is also delighted with what he's seen.
The clothing is always very aerodynamic, very well adapted to each rider's body. Their great work on aerodynamics for the time trialling suits has been outstanding, and you could see the result of that in the great hour record we did. Also the great time trials by riders like Adriano Malori and the very good team time trials we've done as a squad. That has been an additional factor in all the successes we've had as a team.
With Quintana's time trialling ability steadily improving, Endura are providing the Colombian with the aerodynamic advantage in his quest for more Grand Tour wins.
When you're dealing with Nairo, you know you're dealing with a champion, a guy who absolutely wants to be dialed in every aspect that can affect his performance. As a GC guy, he needs to be a high-performing time trialist, even though he's not a time trial specialist. He might not win it in a time trial, but he could certainly lose it in a time trial. So getting the right kit on him, optimised, is something that we can't afford to get wrong, because it's absolutely critical in taking home, after a 3-week stage race, the overall trophy. I have absolutely no doubts we've not come to the end of future requests and requirements for Nairo, but again, that's exactly what we were looking for when we engaged with Movistar.